How many of you know about RTI? Can I see your hands? Yeah, most of you know. Come on. Fed up with questions, right? You have been answering all the questions. No more questions, right? So SAR is the State Information Commissioner, is the final appellate authority adjudicating all of the appeals in the state of Andhra Pradesh. సార్ని మామూలుగా మనం జస్ట్ అట్లా వెళ్ళి కలిసేయడం అవదు. ఈ లుక్ సో సింపుల్, ఈ హాజ్ ఎ బిగ్ ప్రోటోకాల్. సో ఆయన్ని కలెక్టర్ గారు ఆఫీస్ రిసీవ్ చేసుకుంటారు. చిన్న పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు చెప్తున్నా, ఆయన్ని గవర్నర్ బంగ్లాలో హోస్ట్ చేస్తారు. ఆయనకు ఒక ప్రోటోకాల్ ఉంటుంది. ఈ లవ్స్ children, student, and these activities. And you know, when I asked him if he can make it, he traveled all the way from Vijayawada to. And tomorrow he'll be having a series of official programs. And then night, midnight, I know by there, and morning, he has to participate. And shows his commitment towards all of us and for the growth of this nation, especially youth. He worked with Hindu, the famous leading national newspaper, English Daily. And he received awards in that as a journalist. Then he went as part of member of Group Study Exchange, GSC program of Rotary International, as part of cross-cultural exchange professionals drawn from different fields in India. And he was a delegate at the Middle European Student Indology Conference, the famous conference at the University of Wrocław, Poland in May 2011. So by that is too big to read for you. I know you have been waiting to receive your prizes, but with all humility, it's my I'm so honored and privileged to invite you, sir, to address this. These are out of 5,000.
Thank you for giving the time. And I wish to congratulate not only the winner, but all the participants. All the participants have won for themselves, and they have done their institution very proud. So quizzing is a very interesting thing. And I was, as a student of Andhra Laila College, I was field quizzer. I remember for 2 years we won every quiz competition in the Naga University here. So we beat Siddhartha College, we beat so many other colleges, Sandhavana College, and Vignyan Degree College as well. So I used to approach quiz like a sports game. My mental preparation was like reading papers, taking notes. We used to have that Malayalam Manorama and all this. And we were lucky we didn't have mobile. So most of the reading was done. And as the quizmaster rightly said, it's not about the reading. It's about having an awareness of what's happening in the society. Discussing that with your friends, with your teachers. So again, I deem it a honor and privilege to be present here, and I thank Dr. James Stephen, Chair Professor of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Chair. I acknowledge the presence of Professor Vedal Garu, Head of Department of Political Science, and the M.D. Prasad Garu, Chief Audit Officer, the Finance Officer, Surya Rao Garu. And I also thank the Vice Chancellor of RMST, Chief Exposition Register, Professor Kishore, whom we had a meeting. We reviewed the implementation of RTI in the morning. And I also greet the non-teaching staff, students, and the support team who are behind this grand finale. So this quiz, Freedom Quiz, is being hosted to mark the 78th Independence Day celebration. So you all know that we have achieved independence, and our country had made great strides in terms of leading global economic power, and our defense infrastructure has increased, our physical infrastructure has increased, but still we have many more miles to go. The famous poet, the American poet Robert Frost said, I have many miles before I sleep, many miles to cover before I sleep. So, as you have discovered in your reading of Dr. B. R. Ambedkar, our lives, including those who are present on stage, are entwined with the struggle of the afternoon. But Ambedkar showed a way by his famous call to educate, agitate, and to organize. So that was the core philosophy of Ambedkar life. And he not only preached, but he walked the talk. He got educated to the highest degree possible. He led so many agitations. For a while, he was accused of being even siding with the British. But whatever he fought was for the rights of the untouchables. He wanted social justice for the different classes. And he organized. He was a great organizer. He organized labor movements. He organized political parties. And he was a great organizer. So he showed a way for the generation. And Dr. Ambedkar possessed many great qualities which you as students could emulate. He has an extraordinary mind. His mind was very extraordinary. And he has an iron will. If he wanted to achieve something, he would give his entire best. And a capacity to channel all his energies in the services of a bigger goal. If you want to achieve something, he has the capacity to forget everything else and he will only focus on that goal. And that's how we could draft the constitution, greatest constitution in the world. It has been 123 years since Ambedkar was born, but he continued to be relevant in the diverse political landscape of our country. His ideology not only continues to inspire legions of his followers, youth associations, parties, trade unions, commissions, and politicians, but shape and reinvent policies and political action plans and strategies. As we have seen, Ambedkar continues to be relevant today, be in the political space, be in the academic space, be in the economic space. Dr. Ambedkar is being studied across the world. Universities, top universities in the world have a Dr. B. R. Ambedkar face, like University of Cambridge, Oxford. They have dedicated Ambedkar research platforms. And worldwide, this phenomenon is great. Because we are still occupied with raising slogans, garlanding statues, taking out procession, while the world is at much higher level. And Dr. Ambedkar was unquestionably the first pan-Dalit Indian leader. There is very little biographical account. This is very true. In fact, I was very surprised that in my student days, maybe 25 years back, we had nothing to read on Ambedkar. No textbook had any reference to, any lesson on Ambedkar. Until 1970s, until 1990s. So, this kind of quiz competition will help students gain an insight and to read extensively on Dr. B. R. Ambedkar. For those of you who want your university students, I recommend you to get the complete 18-volume biography of speeches and writings by Dr. B. R. Ambedkar, compiled by Minister of Social Justice Maharashtra. It is available in Delhi. I think Prasad Garu can, if you have a library, you can subscribe to that. Complete 18 volumes. It is a ready reckoner for any contemporary political economic crisis. And I was a student of this university, great university, from 1996 to 98. And I was a student of Baylor College. And I have written this author. And I got rank number 5 in English, rank number 8 in journalism, and rank number 3 in Nagar University. So, in fact, I remember by the time I entered the admission hall, already they were reading out the ranks of 10, 12, and 14. So I had to go there and present myself, and they had to stop the counseling and admit me. And I had fond memories. I was a regular student like any of you. Classes used to start at 8 a.m. and end at 1 p.m. Then after lunch break, we used to gather at the library and we used to not only study but discuss and deliberate on the contemporary ideas. See, this experience I had in Andhra University, not much before I entered Andhra University as a student, I had a chance to come to university as a very young boy of maybe 15 to 16 years. That was in 1990. I, I was here on April 14, 1990. What is the significance of this event? Of course, Ambedkar birthday, but then another thing. It was the day when the government of India declared April 14th as a public holiday. Public holiday got declared this. The VP Singh, former Prime Minister, VP Singh was the Prime Minister. Same year, he was given Bharat Ratna, and the same year, uh, the government of India accepted the Mandal Commission recommendations. So these were a series of events. The Mandal movement. I was a very young student, and the protest, the anti-Mandal movement, and the Kamandal movements. So, but now what happened? Thanks to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's ideology of positive social discrimination, the rise of most backward classes, the rise of OBCs led a movement. Now you have OBC leaders as Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, all these Mulayam Singh Yadav, Lalu Yadav, they are all from the Yadav OBC. So the politics of Ambedkar also gave India's first woman scheduled caste chief minister. Who was she? Mayawati. Mayawati. BSP Mayawati. So, of course, there was a lot of criticism about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, which I would also like to throw light upon. Some people criticize Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. For example, former Union Minister Arun Shourie in his book, Worshipping False Gods, Ambedkar and the Facts. So he mentioned that Ambedkar sided with the British, or he placed Ambedkar and Jinnah on the same platform, that they were both calling for separate, electorates and separate parties. And Ambedkar tried to, get his own, for his own goals, he tried to compromise. But all these things were later proved to be false. If Dr. Ambedkar would have been selfish, he would not have resigned from the post of Union of Labor. If he was selfish, he would have continued to travel with Congress or British, whatever it is. But he never compromised. All his fight was for the upliftment of the oppressed, giving social justice and positive social discrimination, which Dr. Ambedkar incorporated in the Articles of 1450 and in Article 25. So that was the greatest contribution of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He gave us a living constitution where every individual can fight. He can, even our RTI, thanks to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, RTI is taken from the freedom of speech and expression mentioned in Article 19. The idea is to have the right of freedom of speech and expression, you have to have information. And where do you get information? Through RTI. By a simple white paper, pen, and postal order of ₹10. Anyone can file RTI appeal from any public authority and get information. That is the power of the Constitution. It guarantees every citizen fundamental rights, and right to information is also a fundamental right derived from right to freedom of speech and expression. And before I end my lecture, I will call upon students to take these two ideas from Ambedkar. These are compiled in his speeches and writings, one of the books. In his own words, when he was addressing a group of students like you, he mentioned these two great ideas. Prove that, given the opportunities, they are inferior to none in intelligence and capacity. The first idea is, you are inferior to none. Sir has explained. You are superior to none, you are inferior to none. You have the same extraordinary mind of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Though denied of any privileges, any opportunities, he managed to get himself educated at the highest level. Getting PhDs from Cambridge, Oxford, and Delhi, such an young age, and facing untouchability and oppression in India, having overcome that, himself educated, proved that he is inferior to none in capacity and in intelligence. You are all born intelligent. No one can say you are not intelligent. The only thing is you are not using that intelligence. You are not making full use of your intellect. No matter whatever the economic and social circumstances, no matter what your parents are doing, your parent may be an IAS officer, university professor, or an auto rickshaw driver. You are blessed with the same intelligence. Only thing is you have to make use of that opportunity. Once you make use of opportunity, you will be growing into big personalities. You will be achiever. And after achiever, you have to remember one thing. To prove that they are not merely to tread the path of personal happiness, but to lead their community to be free, to be strong, and to respect. So once you reach that pinnacle, you are an IAS officer, you are a professor, you are somebody. Most people try to leave that baggage. They are very happy in their big bungalows, 2, 3 car drivers, high security, plenty of money, plenty of economy and others. But Dr. Ambedkar proved, Dr. Ambedkar showed that you have to lead the community. You have to look back and at least lift some of them up. Like our friend M.A. Prasad has been doing for many years. He has been uplifting many from the community. He has been motivating them, coaching them, training them. He has done wonderful work for the many years. So such people should be taken to take as inspiration. Of course, many professors from Andhra University, Professor Veerraju must be doing the same thing to his students. And I have the experience of so many of my well-wishers and teachers inspiring me and motivating me, though I chose another profession. But the community, as such, that knowledge has to be transferred. Dr. Ambedkar showed that you have to be inspiring to your generation. So I call upon the students, after achieve success by your hard work or by your intelligence, we have to uplift the community as well, taking Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as a role model, to lead the community to be free, to be strong, and to be respected. With these few words, I end this short speech. And again, I thank the organizers and students for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all.